everyone. Welcome to the Zone to Speak podcast. I'm your host, Juliana. Hi, everyone. At Zone to Speak, I know how important it is to stay healthy, strong, and ready for every ride, workout, and adventure. That's why I have got exclusive discounts on some of my favorite products designed specifically for athletes like you. Psych Plus, their smart pump is a game changer, compact, efficient, and perfect for keeping your tires road and gravel ready. Plus, they have radar tail lights, smart trainers, smart fans, and more. Get 10% off the smart pump and 5% off everything else. 20% off First Endurance, top-tier endurance nutrition for serious athletes or weekend warriors. From hydration to recovery, their science-backed products help you go the distance. 35% off Frey Skincare. Skincare made for athletes, designed for skin that sweats. Their all-natural, vegan, and cruelty-free products keep your skin protected and fresh. I have been using Frey for years, and I love it, and you can see it in my skin. 10% off Cold Age. Premium vitamins and supplements to fuel your body, speed up recovery, and help you ride longer. I personally take the Women's Fermented Multivitamin and Creatine, both powder and capsules. 10% off Clearly Not Coffee, the ultimate coffee alternative made from functional ingredients to fuel your focus and energy without the caffeine crash. Try it out. 10% off Ombre supplements. Whether you are training, recovering, or pushing for peak performance, their high-quality supplements have you covered. And there's something special for me, your host, Juliana. I am a certified integrative health nutrition expert and holistic life coach, and I'm thrilled to offer 25% off personalized nutrition and life coaching with Genki Wellness. If you want to optimize your health or simply feel your best, head to bemoregenki.com and use the code ZONE2SPEAK. For all the discounts, check out the episode description and use code ZONE2SPEAK at checkout and let these amazing products support your health and performance. Now, let's get into the episode. Welcome to Zone to Speak, a base zone for conversations about all things cycling. Today, I am thrilled to welcome Flavinha Camargo, the heart and soul behind @Diário de Ciclista, a cyclist, adventurer, and a storyteller who brings a holistic approach to ultra-endurance riding. Flavinha isn't just about long miles and epic climbs. Her journey is one of connection to the road, to nature, and to herself. Through breathtaking sunsets, mindful nutrition, and the art of endurance, she has transformed ultracycling into a deeply personal experience, blending performance with balance. In this episode, I will explore how Flavinha embraces the beauty of long rides, her approach to feeling both body and soul, and the lessons she has learned from all the kilometers on the road. From the mental grit required for races like Paris-Brest-Paris, and to the simple joy of pedaling into the unknown, this conversation is a reminder that cycling isn't just about speed, it's about the journey. Get ready for an inspiring episode that goes beyond racing and results. It's about passion, purpose, and the freedom found on two wheels. Flavinha, welcome to the podcast.
Oh my God. I got emotional about this entrance. Oh my God. Thank you so much for having me and for this. Oh my God. Such beautiful thing you just said about me, because it's nice when you have a life based on nature and activities and God, and somebody actually sees it. So I got emotional listening to it. Thank you so much, Jill.
Well, that's what you bring into our lives, your Instagram, sharing your journey, your daily life. It's so inspiring because, you're a badass, let's just say it. But you bring so much beauty in everything you do and so much purpose. And it's really, really inspiring. And I want to give a shout out to Mulheres de Gravel, Elena, that connect me with you. And you took me and my husband Miguel to the top of the Christ Redeemer, amazing, super famous climb, especially for cycling in Rio. And that's how we met. And I'm so grateful and very happy that you're here on the podcast to share a little bit of your story, what you have done, and what's next.
I am very happy. Thank you for having me.
So you have earned the Super Randonnier title multiple years in a row. What
Yeah.
makes Breves so special for you?
I was never that person that wanted to compete with other people, you know. So I wasn't sure what cycle was all about for me. And then I saw a video about a guy. This guy is a Brazilian guy that went for Inca Divide years ago, and it was this autosufficient race and like super, super hard one. And I was like, oh my God, that's what I want to do with my life. You know, I want to prove myself. I want to test my limits. I want to connect with the nature and God while I cycle. So for me, discovering the breves and the Audax thing, it was like a present, you know, it was like finding myself. So being a super randonneur 3 times in a row and things like that is just like a title, but it's nice for me that when I do this, I know that I'm inspiring a lot of people to do it because they see that's possible. I'm not like a young woman anymore. I'm about to turn 45 and I work from 8 to 6. So I want to prove people that everything's possible, you know? So doing the breves is not just about me. It's about showing people that's possible. So I think that that's pretty much it.
Yeah, amazing. You are doing that. I think you are inspiring a lot of people, myself included. And I didn't even know you were about 45 because you look super young and you have such a young spirit and attitude. But I think it's important, it's something that, I'm going to turn 50 this year. And it's more and more important to me now to keep on talking to other women because it's so good to, for our own even smaller community, like cycling is a smaller community and then women cyclists are smaller and then 40 and above, it's even smaller. And it's good that we can continue to do this and inspire other women to start or to continue. So thanks for
Yeah.
sharing your journey.
I think it's important as well because it's a very male sport, right? Every time I go to a brevet, like in Rio, it's only me or sometimes one more, you know, and sometimes we have like 90 people in a brevet, like a 201 that's you get to have more people in those. You have like 2 girls and 80 something guys, you know, it's
Yeah.
crazy. So I think it's important for us that practice to actually say to other girls, hey, it's possible. Hey, come, you know, and to share experience and not being like, I'm the best, I'm the unique, you know, I just want to show other women that's possible.
Yeah. Actually, when I started doing triathlons, I don't know if I would be where I am if it weren't for this friend of mine, Melissa, because I really wanted to do, but I was a little bit terrified. It's very intimidating also to
Yeah.
line up in a start line. And Melissa was just like, I'm going to be by your side. Come with me. And that unlocked the beat
Yeah.
that I never stopped. But it's important to
Awesome.
have, someone and we support each other. It's so, so, so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. It
And
is.
and so congratulations also on completing the Paris-Brest-Paris.
Thank-
What was the experience like?
Oh my God. Life changing. It was awesome. It was awesome. I spent like almost 3 years of my life preparing myself for that because, of
Wow.
course, I've done like 1,000 kilometers brevet here in Brazil before, but it's really different when you go to another country and you don't have the support. I'm talking about support, not the support during the race, but like you don't have anybody there, right? So if something happens, like you don't have anybody. So when you go to a race, it's not a race, it's a brevet like that. It's a party, it's life experience, and it's a journey to yourself. So it's really awesome. Like you can't actually explain to other people how it's life changing because you prepare yourself for the bad and the good, for the bad weather, for the cold, for your tiredness, for your crankness, because you're going to be hungry, you're going to be sleepy, you're going to be extra tired and different from like biking man that you did and other races. Our time is so little. So we can't sleep that well. Like we can't sleep at night, a whole night. We take naps. So we actually take out.
Sorry, explain to the listeners a little bit of how it works because usually a lot of ultras you have 120 hours, which is 5 days to do 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
How does the
The
brevet works?
Paris-Brest is 1,220 kilometers, and you have to do it in 90 hours, the most.
Wow.
So it's
Okay.
crazy because you only take naps, you take naps on the grass, you take naps on benches, so we take naps on the street. Like there were people actually sleeping on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
and it's like
Wow. Yeah, you
30
don't have time
minutes
to
nap.
waste.
No, you don't have time to waste, So the lines that we got to eat, it was a waste of time. So after some time of the brevet, we started like not going into the restaurants of the control points anymore. We were just stopping any restaurant we had because I really wanted to see the view, see the people, talk to the people, like you said, it's about the journey. I thought it was like pointless to go to experience like that and not get to know the people, the citizens, the people. They are on the streets to give you water, to give you soda, to give you bread, to give you pasta. It's incredible,
Wow.
from like
Wow.
the 208 cities that we passed through, we had the support and it was awesome. So I wanted to see that. So I wanted to not race. I really wanted to go in a good pace, of course, so I don't lose it, but taking it slow as well. So I could see the scenarios, the castles, the people, it was awesome. Anyway, so Paris-Brest was a life journey experience because I got to know a lot more about myself during it, You can't prepare. Well, for an example, I know that I'm going to be sleepy, but the how can I say that? The way that we get tired in a brevet like this, you can't prepare yourself. You are not going to be in your house awake for 36 hours because you want to, and you have to in a, in a brevet like that. So it's crazy because you have to deal with new emotions that you thought they were going to come, but they come in a way that you have no idea. And then you have to learn how to deal with it at the same time it's happening. So it's so crazy and it's all so awesome, I love it. I really love it.
I was listening to this neuroscience podcast, and forgive me, I don't have the right terms, but there's something that blocks emotion in our brain when we reach a stage of tiredness. And I think that's what happens a lot in these ultra endurance races, because the lack of sleep, you're so tired. So your emotions are much more
Yes.
intense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's not just because of being tired, but you also a combination of a lot of things, the being
Yeah.
tired and feeling more of your emotions, but also being on your own, on your thoughts for such a long time. I think it unlocks a lot of this self learning journey
Yes.
that
Yeah.
it's magical about ultras.
It is. And there is a very known cyclist in Brazil, Renata Fazzoni. I encountered her on last August, I think, in an event, in a cycling event in São Paulo. And she was talking to me about it. And she was like, Flavia, I'm not able to do what you do because I can't deal with my demons. So how do you do with your demons? And I said, oh, they are all controlled by now. It's a
They
lot
came
of
out,
time dealing
we
with
got to
them.
know each other.
Yeah, we are pals already. Well, it's such an amazing experience because you have to know how to deal with yourself and your
Yeah,
emotions,
I
your
don't
pain.
remember the name of the cyclist, but there was also the cyclist that was doing some ultra race. And I think by day two, he just had this big cry, and it was his first ultra. And he's just like, okay, now I know what people talk about. Now I know
Yeah.
what it is. So,
And every brevet it's different.
yeah.
It's like I've done I don't know how many 200 kilometers brevets, and each one of them were different, and some of them were more difficult than like a 600 brevet. So that's
Wow.
something you have to learn too, that you can't just like, oh, it's a 200 kilometers brevet, no problem. No, maybe it's a bigger problem than a 600 one.
Why is that? Why do you think?
Maybe because of the altimetry, maybe
Mm,
because of the weather, you know. A big enemy for me, it's the wind. The
yeah.
wind is something that I still have to make up my mind about it, because I get so frustrated that I'm not, you know, going well. So the wind is something that always cracks me up a little bit, like breaks me. So if I go to a brevet that's by the beach, for an example, that I know that's gonna be a lot of wind, sometimes it's worse than having a 400 or 600 kilometers brevet that's not by the way by the beach. Something like this
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Yeah. The headwinds are not fun at all.
at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And what were the toughest moments during the Paris-Brest ride? Like,
I
I would
think,
think sleeping alone, I would
yeah.
be terrified. How
No, actually, that was not a problem in Paris. That is not a problem. Like Paris, Brest, we had like 6,000 something athletes.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
so you were never alone, and they are all
Okay.
there for the same purpose. And the people were supporting us. So I I would just lay down on the grass of some square and sleep like, oh, like an angel. That I can't do in
Yeah.
Brazil. So in Brazil I have to prepare myself a lot more because
Oh my gosh. How do
I
you
have
do
to
it?
map where I'll have hotels or hostels or something, to get a little nap.
Oh, okay. I
In
thought you were going to
Paris,
say that you have to prepare where you're going to sleep alone, but you check in somewhere. Okay.
yeah, I always check in
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I don't like, I think it's a lot. I put myself in a lot of danger just riding by myself during the night for itself. So it's not necessary for me to sleep by myself somewhere. Like, I have to go to a hotel for my own safety. But in in Paris-Brest, I think the two most difficult things, first of all, is sleep, of course, because as I wanted to enjoy the journey, I wasn't fast enough to sleep a lot. So that was a choice I've made. that was something I thought before starting the brevet. Like, I want to go slower than my regular pace in Brazil because I want to enjoy the journey. So that was something. So I felt so asleep so many times, and I slept on the bike so many times. And then
How you
the
didn't
food.
crash?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, oh, so many people crashed. So many
Really?
people crashed. Yeah. There
Wow.
was a guy that crashed on me, and I didn't fall because I had gravel. Oh my God. I forgot the pneu,
Okay, the tires.
the
Okay.
tires. Yeah.
Bigger tires.
Yeah. I had bigger tires because when he crashed me, I was sent to the sand by the road. So fortunately, I had gravel tires. Anyway, the food was something that was challenging for me because I didn't like the food on the control points. I thought it was so like unsalt and and when you are doing something like this, you crave food, like real food, you know? So yeah. Uh,
You're craving like Brazilian homemade food.
yeah, probably. A lot of pasta with a lot of sauce on it. Things like that. So I wasn't having food enough in
Uh-huh.
the
The
point
control
the control
points.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started to look for Burger Kings and Domino's and things like that to have like calorie bombs, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, because I was starving all the time. So I started to look for calorie bombs and like having those big, huge hamburgers and French fries and soda. And I would buy like 5 or 6 cheeseburgers and put on my backpack and carry with me. So I would eat them during the night. So that those are basically the worst things for me, like the sleep thing, the lack of sleep and the food.
Yeah, I think sleep is something that everyone in ultra
Yeah.
endurance races struggles with because even doing 5 days, you have to do 200 a day, and that can be 15, 20 hours. So you don't
Yeah.
have really a lot of time to stop to eat and sleep. So it doesn't matter how fast or how slow the sleep is always a struggle, I think, for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're we're talking a little bit about safety, sleeping on the side of the road and things like that.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit also about women's safety, you and I, because I had an experience and had to stop in a race.
Yeah.
What is your take on this? I mean, of course we want equality. We want a race like everyone does. We don't want different rules.
Yeah.
But it's so hard. I talk to many other endurance riders, female riders here on the podcast, and every single one of them have had a bad experience.
Yeah.
And one that really stuck to me was Megan Hannigan because she was on a big bikepacking in Europe with a friend. Nothing
Mhm.
happened. And the day her friend left and she continued, she was harassed. So I think it's just being a woman alone, you
Yeah.
are a target. What is your take, and is there anything you think organizers can do to make things better?
Yeah. I do think they have to provide for us or allow us to provide a security car or a security motorcycle or whatever. Because one thing that the organizers have to be aware, and maybe they don't get it that much because they are guys, okay? And I'm not saying like in any way that they don't understand us or something like it, but they are not in our skin. Okay. So this kind of race or brevet or whatever, it was made in another time. The rules were made in like 100 years ago. actually 100 years ago, because Audax was created like 100 years ago, right? So it was another time. We had more security, and it was created in Europe.
Yeah, and
Okay.
for men.
Yeah, and for men. And here we are in a third country. We have more violence. It's not like, because you are from here, but it's not that everybody says, but we don't have the security that we have in Europe. That's for a fact.
Yeah, but I think it
Okay.
happens anywhere, even in the first world,
I know,
because just because you're a single
for sure.
woman.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, they have to be aware that we don't get to the start line like the guys do. The guys just have to worry about being there and being prepared to race and bring their food, bring their tools or whatever. We girls, we have to worry about the size of the clothes we wear. If we are feminine, we are too much feminine.
Yeah.
If our hair is up when it's at night, if we have someone to go with us, we have to worry about other things that guys don't have to worry. So it's not equal in the start line. The start line, we are losing already. We are before the guys. We don't have the same start line. So that's what the organizers have to recognize, to be aware of. It's not equal. It's not equal right now. Guys don't have to worry about the same things we have to worry. Like after what happened in Biking Man, now I have a pepper spray. The guys don't have a pepper spray, and when they do, it's because they don't want to lose their bikes. I don't want to lose my integrity.
Yeah.
So it's completely different. So that's what I like. I keep telling the organizers, guys, you have to let us provide. Okay, you don't want to provide because it's gonna be more expensive for the other riders to pay. Okay, I'll pay for my security car, and I don't want the security car for the whole day. I just want it for the period of the night. But I my last one, my last brevet, it was in November, and it was 1,000 kilometers brevet here in Brazil. I was the only one that was going to do it.
Wow.
And I almost didn't do it because I was by myself. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to do it because I can't do that to me, put myself in that position of being 3 nights by myself on the roads in Brazil.
Yeah.
Like anything can happen and I'm going to be by myself. And so like 4 or 5 days before the brevet, a friend of mine, a girl, of course, my hero, my heroine, she's from São Paulo, and she wanted to do with me. So we went, the two of us together, all the time together, like stopping together, sleeping at the same time, even when like our urges were not combined, we did everything together so we could be more safe,
Yeah.
And I asked for the security car, like I'll pay for a security car. And I was said no. And it's not like Randonê Brazil fault or anything like this. There's a rule that comes from above, you know?
Yeah.
So that,
Yeah,
that,
because that's seen as emotional support. And I get it because if I have that car there, I'll feel braver. But then you brought up a point that maybe guys do feel braver because they're not
yeah,
worried like us to be violated or something.
yeah. I don't think has emotional support at all. Because if it was a guy in my position, he was not going to just give up on the brevet because he was by himself, And I was about to give up on something that I really wanted to do because I was by myself, because I'm a girl, So that's something they really have to start thinking about,
Yeah, I
you know.
agree. I think there are a lot of things, not just in cycling, that rules were made so long ago and it just doesn't apply here
Yeah.
anymore. I mean, I love, and I know that's what you love too, the solitude of
Yeah.
cycling day or night. And I wouldn't want to have a car there. But
Yeah, of
for
course.
the safety, what do we
Yeah.
do? What's the solution? So, for
Yeah.
whoever listens and has an opinion, I would totally welcome your comments. Would love to hear from everyone, male, female. What's your take on this? It's hard to crack what's fair, what's the right solution, but something does need to change on this
Yeah.
format.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love to ride at night. Like, it's my favorite time.
Me too.
I really,
Quieter, no
yeah.
cars almost.
Yeah. It's awesome. I really love to ride at night, but I know that's not safe. Like, here by my city, it's awesome. I do it all the time. It's safe. It's a small city and it's okay. But when we talk about like hundreds of kilometers by yourself, that's not safe.
Yeah.
That's not safe.
So changing gears,
Yeah.
your
Okay.
Instagram. So
All
your
right.
Instagram showcases not only your rights, but also the beauty of nature. What what role does the environment and the journey itself play in your experience?
That's funny that you say that, and that's funny that you talked about my Instagram before, because I am not like the regular influencer girl. I don't care about like the feed, and putting the same colors and things like that. Because from the beginning, when I put my nickname there as a Diário de Ciclista, is a cyclist diary, right? I really wanted everything to be real, raw, like myself, and not lies, and not everything edited for Instagram or for internet. When I don't have a nice day of training, I'll tell you. When it's good, I'll tell you. When it's a flat tire, I'll tell you. Anyway, if it's a problem because I can't go to the race, I'll tell you. So after saying that, I put a lot of nature there, because nature is like, I can't really explain to you, but I'm a very spiritualist person. I'm not that person that find God in a church. I was raised Catholic. I am a Christian, but I don't get emotional or touched when I go to a church. I don't get touched by the step by step of the things, but I really get so emotional and connected to God when I am in a nature somewhere, like in a mountain, on a waterfall, whatever, in the beach, on the beach. I feel God all the time. So I don't know if somebody that's hearing that is going to rely, but I know so many moments that I can actually describe that I saw God. Like, once I was riding with a friend of mine, like the two of us only, it was a guy and me. And it was so hot, so hot. And we were going up in a hill, on a hill. And I was in front and he was coming after me. And it was like very, very hard hill. We were mountain biking. And when I was almost done with the hill, like the sky was all blue. And then just like a little a little cloud there, like fluffy one, It was so beautiful that when I saw that, I started crying. I actually saw God. And I'm telling you and want to cry because, it was so overwhelming, the feeling and the sensation, And I'm telling this situation, but I can tell you like hundreds. So it's where I really connect with God and myself. And that's really important for me and for my journey. So I like to train by myself a lot because I talk to myself and I put my thoughts together. So yeah, my Instagram, I think my Instagram is a kind of a mix of everything because I am this mix. too, and I like to bring the nature for whoever is watching so I can share a little bit of this experience with them.
Oh, you come across very authentic, and please continue to share. I
Yeah.
love especially those nature moments, and that's why I brought up, because I see your connection and it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you.
And talking a little bit about nutrition, I know you really like to take good care of your body and what you put it in your body. What
Yeah.
is your go-to feel for your endurance rides? Any go-to nutrition strategies that you use? And also,
Mm.
what do you do for recovery? What your recovery looks like after those massive efforts?
Yeah. I'm a tiny, you know me, I'm tiny, but I like to be a muscly, tiny girl. I like muscles. And so when I'm during the season, okay, I go to a specialist, and she develops my plan, right? For each
Okay.
step of the season. So if I'm about to have a 200 kilometers brevet, we don't change that much because I already eat very good and very healthy. But if I'm about to go to a 600 brevet, for example, I gain a lot of weight before go into it, so I don't burn my muscles. So I do that every time. I gain like 2 kilos, maybe 2.5 kilos before I go to a brevet. So a month before a really big one, like a 600 or 1,000 kilometers brevet, I start a very specific strategy so I can gain weight and then be comfortable with what I lose during the brevet. So that's pretty much it before. And then the after, like the week after, I eat whatever my body wants to eat because I think it's really necessary.
Yeah, you're
Um,
still recovering.
yeah, I'm recovering. I sleep every time I can. Of course, I work, but if I can take little naps, I obey my body and I eat everything. I eat pizza, I eat French fries. I don't care because I really think, yeah, it's my prize after all. With a lot of people ask me, why do you do that? Like you waste so much money with that and you have no prizes, you have no podium. What's the deal with
Yeah, people always
doing
ask me,
your
what's the price? There's no price.
the prize is eating all pizza I want afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. And your mental health.
Yeah, of course. I joke about it, but there's so much that I think I win and I gain after a brevet. But anyway, yeah, I'm allergic to fruits, and that's something everybody's like, what? Because I'm really healthy and I don't eat fruits. But besides that, I eat pretty much everything, and I really think that my body is my temple. It's my house. So what do you do with your house? You clean your house every day. You take care of your house. If something is breaking, you go and fix it. So I do with my body is the same way. Like it's where I'm gonna live for the rest of my life. So that's why I train. That's why I eat healthy. That's why I eat clean. And that's why I take care of my spirituality, everything. I think it's a mix of something, a mix of a lot of things that makes you healthy. It's not just what you put inside food wise. It's what you watch. It's what you think. It's who you have for friends, right? So yeah, that's pretty much
Couldn't
it.
agree more. It's a holistic approach. It's everything. Everything
Yeah.
makes our habits and who we are. And you're so smart, and your nutrition is so smart because a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to do this big effort and then I'm going to lose weight. No, you're going to lose muscle because if you
Yeah.
don't have a little extra in there to support you, especially that, because you can't just eat enough calories to keep up with the physical
Yeah.
effort of
Yeah.
endurance. So that's good, smart.
Yeah.
And
But if someone is curious, the last one, for an example, I lost 35,000 calories. And
wow.
I am tiny woman,
Yeah.
so,
You're like
and I
five.
lost 35,000 calories. The last one in 1,000
Wow.
kilometer brevet.
Well, you are tiny. You're like, I don't know, 1 meter 50
59.
something, 59. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but you have a lot of muscles. You're very toned, very
Yeah.
lean. But yeah, it's a lot of calories. 35,000 calories in what? 3 days?
Yeah. 3 days and a half.
That's
It
insane.
was 72 hours.
Wow.
72 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I
Yeah. And
completed
usually
this brevet. Yeah.
someone will burn 2,000 a day. And then if they're working out, maybe 2,500 to 3,000, and you burn over 10,000 a day.
Yeah.
So eat up, everyone.
Yeah.
And do you have any upcoming races or any new challenge you are looking forward to?
Well, this year I made a deal with myself that I'm not going to race as much because when I do something, I really do something. So I was in my I joke about it. I was in my psychopath mode, because I was 3 years in a row training and I didn't have like social life. I didn't date. I was going to bed at 8:30 and waking up at 4, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
On the weekends, it's when I have time to go for the long rides. So I ride 8, 9 hours on a Saturday and then 5, 6 hours on a Sunday. So I don't see my parents. I don't, it was crazy. So
Yeah.
I think I got to a point in my life that I achieved what I wanted to achieve in the ultra distance wise, the ultra distance word. I don't have that much
Yeah.
of, oh my God, I have to be the best, whatever. No. Yeah. I'm so happy for what I've done so far, and I think in 2025, I want to target on cycle trips. I'm dying to do cycle trips and go to Paraty. It's like 2 hours far from here by car. It's probably like 5, 6 hours riding, and it's beautiful. The road is beautiful, and when you get there, it's a beautiful city. So I want to explore more. I live in an area that we have a lot to explore, and I work home office, so I can also take my notebook somewhere and like work during the day and then write. So 2025, I want to explore more, and probably I'll have like maybe 5, 4 brevets in the middle. But the main target is like cycling trips and having fun and enjoying what I've built so far.
Nice. You deserve it. Like you said, you feel like you're well accomplished, and maybe this year it's for you to find more balance in between,
Yeah.
training, social life, and doing some of other things that you want to explore.
Yeah. For sure. I needed it.
And anything that is on your bucket list, like a ultimate dream ride or adventure?
Yeah. Santiago. It's my like top of the list, bucket list. I want to do that
Santiago,
so bad.
Spain or Chile?
Spain.
Spain.
Spain. Yeah, the Santiago way. Yeah. I want to do that for sure. I wanted to actually it was on my bucket list for my 40s, but it was on the
Okay.
pandemic.
Oh,
And I had to change all my plans and everything I had like saved for that. I had to spend because it was crazy money wise that period. So now I have different job right now that I don't have the flexibility that I had before. So the plan is going to be different this time, but I'll probably have it like I hope next year. I hope next year that's going to be something I'll do. But before that and after that, I have so many places I want to go. It's still like Hawaii is a place that I want to ride so bad, and I want to go back to Italy for Amalfi Coast. That I went there like as a tourist only, but no bikes. And I really want to go back with my bike. And maybe soon enough, I'll go visit you in Girona.
Yes. Yes. We talked
Maybe
about
soon enough.
that.
Yeah.
I'm
And
for you.
I saw a lot of interesting cycling trips around that. And I forgot the name. It's Aero something. Like there is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and eight. I think the 8 way goes from Spain to Greece. I think
Oh, wow.
something like
Oh,
that.
you have to share that with
And I
me.
thought it was awesome. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So now my mind is everywhere. Like I hope I can have sponsorship for that because it's not easy for a Brazilian to like save enough money to do all that in Europe. So I hope for sponsorship. Who knows?
I hope so too. And you are working now with Soul Cycles, right? That's your bike
Yeah.
sponsor. It's a Brazilian bike brand.
Yeah. I'm ambassador for Soul Cyclists for the gravel that they have, the Seeker. So I have that bike. It's the bike that it was sent to me for Paris-Brest. And I kept with it because, oh my God, what a comfortable bike. I love it. And I discovered gravel because of that bike. And I'm so in love with it because gravel is freedom, right? It's
Yeah.
freedom. So you go from the road to the mountain biking and the mountain biking to the road again. And, it's freedom.
Yeah, it's
So,
so versatile. You can go anywhere. I really, really
yeah.
love it as well. And also, you're more in nature and usually less cars.
Yeah.
It's so much better. I love it as well.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share?
Well, I think I said what I wanted to, but I'm going to reinforce it. Just it's possible. If you want to do something, it's possible. Go for it. Put your heart on it. Don't compare yourself to others because everybody has its own reality. So we have great girls in the scene here in Brazil and outside, of course, but I can say most of Brazil because I'm here, right? And we have a lot of nice girls here, and every one of them, they have their own reality. Some of them they have sponsorship. Some of them, they don't work from 8 to 6 like I do. Some of them work as well. And like each one of them, they are so unique and they are so special for who they are. And they have so much to show. So let's just be ourselves, be inspired from others, but being ourselves, and embracing other girls and inspiring other girls and supporting other girls because it's possible for everybody. And it's so good when you find something you really love to do, which was my case, like the long distance, the ultra distance cycling. It's something that really burns my heart. It's something that completes myself. That's why I spent like more than 3 years of my life not caring about social life and stuff because I was a whole. I was completed. That's something I chose. I was not unhappy doing it. In the opposite, I was so happy doing it. I found myself there. You know, I just know that now it's time for balance, but I was not unhappy. So I think that's it. Like, let's do what we love to do. Let's find time for it. It's not easy. For myself, I can say it. I have to wake up at 4 in the morning to practice, to do what I love, and then go to work from 8 to 6. And then I have post graduation and I work out in the lunchtime. Anyway, like when you really love something, you find a way. You find the time. You find. So yeah.
I agree. And
Mhm.
well, thanks for being so authentic, for being you, for being so positive, and for sharing this beautiful message. And thank you
Um,
so much for being on the podcast. I'm so happy you found time in your super busy schedule to chat with me.
it was a pleasure. I'm so happy to be here, and I hope a lot of girls be inspired and start doing something. It doesn't have to be cycling; can be anything, right? So yeah, thank you so much for inviting me
Absolutely.
and for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you, Flavinha. And I'll put on the episode description where you can find Flavia and follow her and be inspired by her.
Thank you, guys.
And that's all for today's episode. I want to thank the listeners for tuning in. Your support means everything. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider following, leaving a review, and sharing it with your friends.